16 incredible maps they never told us about. Geography is often wrongly associated with boring maps and old facts about the world. However, it always depends on how it's taught. And today, we're going to make it more fun. We have 16 amazing maps that will change your perspective of the world forever. Well, at least you won't feel bored looking at them. The real size of Greenland. First, let's take a look at Greenland. It's a huge country, right? Well, it's almost as big as the entire continent of South America. However, when we shift its position to the same latitude of the USA, it's clear that Greenland is nowhere near as big as we thought. And when we move it further to the equator, we can see that it's nothing special compared to other islands. Honestly, I've never thought about this. And you? What if Australia was at the same latitude as Russia and Europe? Well, it seems that Australia isn't particularly large. Firstly, it's close to the equator. Secondly, it's separated from the other continents, so it's difficult to compare it with anything else. But if we place it at the same latitude as Russia and Europe, can you see it? Look at how the shape of Australia has changed when it's moved to the north. It's now within the Arctic Circle, much closer to the pole, so it becomes stretched. And here's the USA, minus Alaska, in comparison to Australia. As you can see, they're practically the same size. The right size of Mexico. Now, we used to think that Mexico isn't that big, but let's move it to the north. Now, what do you see? It seems that Mexico is quite a large country. Actually, it's bigger than I thought. Antarctica. Antarctica is one of the most mysterious continents in the world. That's how Antarctica looks in its normal position. Impressive, right? And here's the real size of Antarctica. Compared to North America, and on the equator. I wonder why no one's ever shown me these maps before. They're absolutely awesome. Now, let's see what the real size of Russia is. Russia is not only the largest country in the world, but also the most northerly. And that's why it looks huge on the map, larger than many continents, right? But when we move Russia to the equator, we can see that it's actually 2 to 3 times smaller. Wow, now it looks just a little bit bigger than Australia. Alaska. When it comes to Alaska, there's another intriguing situation. Let's take a closer look at Alaska and how its size gradually changes as it's moved towards the equator. It's becoming smaller, smaller, and even smaller. Can you see it? China and India. This is what China looks like in its normal position. And this is what China would look like if placed in a northern position, such as that of Canada. The difference is obvious. What about India? Well, compared to the USA and Russia, India is nowhere near as small as it seems, right? And look how small it looks in its normal position. Africa. All of the countries on the African continent look quite small in their normal positions, right? Well, that's because they're located at or close to the equator. Now, look at how the Republic of Congo can cover almost half of the USA and a large part of Europe. If it were in Europe, there would be no other countries left. I mean, not a single one. Now, let's place the largest countries in Africa at the latitude of Russia. Algeria, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Sudan, Libya, and Chad. They're all relatively large countries. But normally it's hard to appreciate this because of their geographical positions. However, once they're moved collectively across the globe, they're actually nearly as large as Russia. Now, speaking about Russia, let's now place the 6 largest countries along the equator. Russia, Canada, China, the USA, Brazil, and Australia. Can you see what I see? Now everything is equal. Russia, of course, remains huge as before, but it's no longer as large as it first seemed at its normal latitude, and we can also see much better just how big Australia is. Here is our bonus. 3 cartographic projections that experts use to provide a realistic depiction of the Earth's geography. The Gall-Peters projection, the Wagner 6 projection, and the Gude-Homolosine projection. So how do you find this new way of learning geography? Much better? I guess it's much more fun at least. Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to hit the like button below the video and click subscribe to stay on the bright side of life.